Hi, my name is Katherine, and I am doing my TR on the 7 days of creation. What I honestly feel about this week and these past weeks, what we've been talking about, the creation story, is that I feel like it's such a blessing and to be learning about such a true thing, and it touches my heart to know that people documented this and how specific the days are and how God works so hard to make such a beautiful earth that we live on. And I feel like we don't really appreciate things in life like the trees and the grass and the flowers, which took God only 7 days to make, which I still just can't get through and just realize that it took 7 days to create this beautiful earth that we should all be thankful for, that God made for us. I honestly feel like it's a true blessing, and how everyone just says, I don't know which person or part of the Bible I know this is Old Testament, but this is just such a remarkable, it's probably one of my favorite stories in the Bible, or just in general probably, because I feel like it's so touching to me that there's just such a beautiful gift that God gave us, and how I really personally enjoyed when we talk about this in class and at my old school. I just thought this was such a touching and mournful story, and that God really knew what he was doing. And I feel like God had a plan for this, and I feel like God has a plan for everyone in our life. And I just feel like he's touched me so much through my life and everyone else's. And I feel like the little things that he does can make such a long way, and all the plants and the animals and the people that God has made us, and that he loves us dearly. And I thank God for that. And he touches my heart every day. And every day I do personally, I really don't talk about it. Every night I do like to thank God for what he has given me in my life. And I appreciate, like, the sun, like day 4, he created the sun, the moon, and the stars to give life to the earth and govern and separate the day and the night. These would also serve as signs to mark seasons, days, and years. It's just remarkable to me that it took scientists and people and doctors and people like that millions of years to figure out how these little tiny things, like, or just the sun and the moon, and how they go around each other like 365 days, or night and daylight savings, and the sun and water and the seas and vegetation, and just things, these simple things, but you really don't think about how much of an impact this makes on our lives. And it took him only 7 days to figure this out. So 7 days for someone to figure out every single little thing that we should be thankful for every single day of our life. I think that's just so wonderful and remarkable to me, how he had a plan for that. And I feel like this story, personally, to me, it makes me realize if he had a plan for the world, he has a plan for me somewhere. And I feel like God is the number one answer for this. And God is just truly, truly there for me. And I feel like just little things that he does for us just makes such a big difference in people's lives. And I just feel like I honestly, like, when I walk outside going to school or coming from school or walking to classes, I feel like I should be more thankful for the things that I see and the things that I do and the things I should appreciate, like the grass and the clouds and the weather and things, because that took 7 days, but it took us millions, thousands, several, I don't even know how long it took people to realize and take these pieces scientifically. And they had no plan if this would hurt us or do anything to the earth in 4,000 or million, I don't even know, millions of years. And it took God, this man, one person, it took him only 7 days to figure all this stuff out. And it just amazed me how much of just a good thing this is in my life. And I just really do appreciate everything he does for me in my life. And I feel like I feel like everyone has a favorite testament or person in the Bible, but I feel like this one just is just one of my favorite ones so far. And a lot of people, just like, yeah, okay, but I feel like I take this, especially this time, seriously, because it has touched my heart really, and I am very passionate about things like this. And I feel like I've been closer to God these years, and I feel like these are just classes that you take. I feel like it's more than just a class that you take or something. I feel like you should take it in, because you won't have classes like this anymore after high school. And I feel like these are just these great opportunities for me to learn. And just really, I feel like this class, theology, makes you think. It makes you think about who God really is and what he does and what plan he has. And I feel like especially this story this week just really makes me feel like he has a plan for me. And I feel like, especially at this age, you're lost and you don't know what people will do in your life or don't want you in your life or anything like that. I feel like God just really has a plan for you in life. And that's what makes this so special for me and makes me understand what points in my life I really should have. And I feel like everyone just wants to choose a topic and just be done with it. But I feel like this topic this week really makes me appreciate things. And I feel like just every day I should kind of like look out of my window before I go to school and just take a minute in and just appreciate everything around me and take that in and just be like, God made me here today so I can look at the beautiful view that it took 7 days. And it took 7 days. Day 1, he created the light, separated light from darkness, calling light day and darkness night. It's just the words, even though that sentence, it means so much to me and how beautiful the things really are. Day 2, he created an expanse to separate waters, and it's called it the sky. I find that amazing because the atoms and molecules and H2O and CO2 and the things that we have to create little things that it took us thousands of years, but it took this man only the second day to realize and have a plan for this. Day 3, he created dry ground, gathered water, calling dry ground land and the water gathered seas. On day 3, he also created vegetation, planted trees. I feel like we don't really realize this one. There's just plants and beautiful flowers and things like that, and I feel like we should really take that into appreciation. Day 4, he created the sun, the moon to give earth and govern the separated day and night. This is just the thing that gives us light, and the sun and the moon, and sometimes I feel like there's only a couple times in our life that it takes our breath away. Day 5, this is my favorite. Every living creature, the seas, the winged bird, blessed and the multiplied, fill waters in the sky with life. Every living thing, the humans, the plant, the animals, just everything. And I feel like this is just so passionate and meaningful to me because everyone should appreciate the things that God gives us. Day 6, God created the animals to fill the earth. On day 6, he also created man and woman, Adam and Eve, to his own image to commute with him. He blessed them and gave them every creature, the whole work to care. Day 7, God finished his work, and creation rested on the 7th day, and blessing and making it holy. I think that's just amazing how someone could do that in only 7 days. And even though Adam and Eve, they broke a promise, he gave us original sin. So if we are truly sorry to God and the only God, that he will give us original sin, because I believe people mess up in life, and I believe that there's things called second chances. I believe that some people will give us second chances in life, but I feel like God will always give us a second chance. in our lives.